Hello, hello, everybody. Getting situated across the board. Welcome. My goodness. We're almost ready to go. Almost ready. There's so much today. Goodness gravy. Hope you're looking forward to new content, because that's going to basically be this whole stream. Woo! About 3 minutes. Man, I wish I could update my chair so it stops squeaking. Goodness. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official ROCKFISH Games stream. I am your host, Eric, your community ambassador. I'm joined on the comms with Gary, our community manager. Say hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Beautiful. Today, we are showing as much as we humanly possibly can in the upcoming Armed and Dangerous content update. For anybody who has missed this announcement, this is entirely free content that you'll be receiving in EVERSPACE 2, regardless of platform, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, you name it, whatever. You will be receiving this content on October 2nd. Straight up. So we're going to be covering, again, as much as possible. There's a lot to run through. I honestly want to just get right into it. So let's start things off with Tier 4 wings. We've got quite a few lined up here. We have all 9 different classes. I'm showing you every single wing addition that we've added. That's 15 new wings. And to showcase just kind of like back and forth between them, we're also going to go into our custom styles so you can kind of get just a better sense of it. What I've done is I've colorized it the exact same way so you can see all the details and the subtleties and nuances between each and every single one. So for example, this is the new Mercury wings versus the Harbinger wings that you have seen and used prior. So this is the Harbinger, this is the Mercury. These are the tier 4 wings. And again, all of these will be added for free in this content update. Let's go to the next ship. Like I said, we're just going through them right now. This is the Banshee tier 4 wings for the Scout. I will also be flying each one of these ships if I have enough time. Tier 4 Banshee. I'm a big fan of the way this one looks, honestly. I love the lights. This is the Spirit you guys are accustomed to. So for anybody who's missed that one, that's the Spirit. This is the Banshee. Next ship. Cruising through them. This is the Hornet. Tier 4 Hornet. Stinger has never looked more chunky. This was in comparison to the Wasp. I still love the Wasp. I love the engines on the inside of these. Oh my gosh. Quite delightful, but man, loving how it's coming together. Let's keep going. Let's get into the Striker. And we have all 4 of these wings, so we're going to show all 4 of them. So this is the Hawk tier 4 wing style. Gosh, I love it. It's basically like we shoved missiles through the wings. Definitely digging how this is all coming together. And again, I do have all the colors exactly the same. You can kind of pick apart each segment. We're using white for the main, red for the secondary, and black for the tertiary colors. We have yellows for all the emissives and cockpit lightings. This is the Harpy tier 4. Large underwings now. We've got the Raptor wings here. Goodness, I love these so much. I think this might be my favorite for the Striker. All coming together. And of course, this is the Osprey, which you guys, I believe this is the one you had access to. But if you haven't seen it yet, this is the tier 4 for that as well, just as kind of a comparison point. That is the Striker. All right, let's head on over to the Interceptor now. The Stalker. This one was the one you guys had. Stalker for comparison purposes. We've got the Orion. Sleek, nimble. Look at those, the lights on the inside. Oh my gosh. Those are quite a joy to have, honestly. And then like these extra engines. Oh gosh. We have the Predator. Predator wings. And last but not least, the Griffin. Trying to give as many angles as possible so you can see just how much detail has been incorporated with every single one of these wings. It is wild. Wild how much work has gone into this. Next up, we are going to the Gunship. This is the one you have had access to. This is the Dominator wings. Very large. I love the interior, like all the pipe work. Here's the Liberator. All coming together. These engines are massive too. There's going to be fun. We'll probably demo this one a little bit. Next up, we have the Bombers. This is the one that you guys had available to you, the Titan. Little tops on it and the side wings. I love how it kind of like splits out. And then we have the Cyclops, which, ew, look at that. Oh my gosh. It's too big for the screen. In the best way possible. Oh, this thing is gorgeous when you're out flying it too. Also, the engines, yeah. It's just yes. Big fan of this one. Next up, we've got the Vindicator. I can't even remember which one you guys had access to. This one is the Tempest. There's so many wings now. Oh gosh. The Tempest wings right here. I think this is the new one. Large and in charge. And this segment right here, this is actually an engine, so you're aware. It looks gorgeous when firing up those engines. And a comparison point, this was the Typhoon that I believe you had access to, yeah. But yeah, we're covering every single tier 4 wings, even the ones that we've already made, so. Let's see. Last but not least, we have the Sentinel wings. This is the Nemesis. Looking sharp. Like literally pointy. Lots of details all around. It's also fun little detail whenever I was speaking to Matthias about this, who did a lot of work on the 3D models for the ships. One of the ways he liked to describe the different tiers is almost like they're upgrading, they're like transforming. And so if you were to compare each one of the different wings, which we might do, you'll see just how much that comes together. Here's the Tormentor. Ah, gosh. Next up, the Reaver. Look at those silhouettes too. Goodness. This one also has some really chunky engines. And last but not least, the Thunderbolt. Look at that! Thing's not messing around. Probably my favorite new set of wings for the Sentinel here. I love the way that the guns are in the front. Like, we've shown this before in the past, but I love being able to look out the cockpit view and then see the guns directly in front of you. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. I love it. And that is every single new tier 4 wings. Look at that. 10 minutes. Good, because there's so much more coming in this stream. You want to know what's next? Well, actually, let's show a little bit of the color randomizers for anybody who hasn't seen that stuff. Let's go ahead and go in here into this Thunderbolt. What you'll be able to do, just from this screen alone, you can hover over either the paint job, the window tints, or the modules. The modules, as well as the decal. So there's 4. Not engine colors or emissive lights. We want you to specify those. I think it's a little bit more important. But with the paint job, when you hit random, it quite literally goes random. These colors will be metallic or standard. Every time you roll them, it can change to give you a truly unique set of colors. It will always default the gloss to 0.5. So if you're looking at something and you're like, oh man, if that was just a little bit darker or was less reflective, just tweak it around a little bit. Ooh, that's not bad at all. Actually, I like the way that looks with the yellow emissives. But every time, oh, look at this guy. Oh my gosh. And it's like, if you go forward and you're like, no, I want that other one that was back. You just push the back button. Just push the back button. And you can keep pushing the back button. You can keep going. And then just randomize again. So lots of opportunities to try and find a color that you like. So you go really, really fast and you're like, oh wait, that purple one. I want to go back to that. Boom. Lots of ways to do this. Lots of ways to do it. And then window tint, same thing. You just hit random, changes the color. From all the ones that you've unlocked. The decals, same thing. Now the colors do not get randomized on the decals. You will need to specify your colors, but it just chooses a random decal for you indecisive folk out there. And then for the ship modules as well, it will choose from every single one that you have. That's tier 1 through tier 4. So when we hit this, we get a completely unique ship every single time. Every single time. There's a lot of variety here. So if you're feeling particularly unique and you just swing your colors, your window tints, your decals, and your ship modules, and away you go. Honestly, I'm calling that a success right there. That's great. I'm ready to take that for a spin. That's beautiful. Now you have that capability. And it can also be very inspiring for new color opportunities that maybe you didn't think of before. It certainly has helped me in that regard. But yeah. So that's the ship randomizer. That was all the tier 4s. If you've already missed it, you're late. How dare you? Let's go ahead and start getting into set items. Next segment already, we are rolling through things, and we're gonna be doing this through some demonstration. So we have the commander set that we'll be using on this Mercury Vanguard fighter. We have the shredder here. We have the tactical shield. We've got the frontline plating. And we also have these recon boosters, which we're gonna slap on. But actually, before I do that though, I just want to show one other important thing. So for those, oh my gosh, frame drop central. There we go. So for those audio junkies out there, you might notice a little bit more has been done to the engines. Did you hear that? There's now a bit more reception whenever you're hitting those thrusters in a particular way. If it gets too laggy, we'll go to a different location. Hopefully I can stay here for a moment. But also, let's just put on these different boosters. Huh. That's a completely different sound. That's right. All of the thrusters have had sound effect redesigns, so they don't sound the same. Every single one. That's right. So you're going to be hearing all of that through your ear holes. So let's talk about this commander set. Quick demonstration, then we're going to jump over to the next ship. We're just going to be going. If there's too much lag that shows up, just say, excuse me, sir, help, and we'll try to fix things. We're getting a lot of lag today. Let me try and, let's just cap this for the moment. Let's see what happens if we cap it to 60. That should help, right? Okay. So just gonna go to this unknown signal and demonstrate the power of this command set. This command set is all about, well, you guessed it, commanding. And as you can see, we got Bob over here. But honestly, I kind of need a little bit more support. So let's go ahead and use our combat drone consumable. And now we are effectively a light Vindicator. Now you can only have one additional drone at a time. But here we got Bob as well, so we got two. And again, this set bonus here on the commander, allies deal 10% more damage and gain 20% damage reduction. That applies to both Bob and that other drone. When an ally dies or expires, your shield is fully restored. Benefits to us. And after 5 seconds, drones and turrets within 300 meters are converted to fight on your side for 30 seconds. Let's have it go. I don't see any drones here, unfortunately. I wanted to take something over. Elek. I really appreciate you being here. Adds even more to the bonuses, honestly.
Those guys are history.
Unfortunately, we didn't see any drones, but maybe we will another day. So let's go ahead and jump right back to the home base. Using some dev cheats to save time. That was the commander set. Let's jump into the next ship. Let's see what we've got going on. We are going to be showing 9 out of 10 of the sets that have been added to the game. And I think I'm also going to reveal the new Bloodstar adjustments, as well as their engine sound too, because they've got an engine in their set. So let's go over to the Banshee. Let me see. Yes, we are using the Vigilante set here. We have Judge, Jury, and Executioner. You can probably see now why we renamed the prior Executioner. It was too good to pass up. It was too good to pass it. With this one needed the naming convention, okay? So what do we got here? We have a rail gun. Fully charged critical hits instantly kill smaller targets. Instantly kill. And that's not just drones, that does include fighters, by the way. Your locked target receives a stack of destabilize each second, increasing the damage they take by 10%, stacks up to 6 times, and resets when switching targets. Killing a target with at least 5 stacks of destabilize creates an EMP explosion that disables enemies within 300 meters. Nice, simple, easy to understand. Judge, a nice coil gun. And Jury, a nice missile launcher. Keep in mind that with each additional set that we've been bringing to the table, set items are not inherently better than the same item types. So these Jury missiles, for example, if you found them in conjunction with just standard homing missiles, the homing missiles are probably actually better. But standard homing missiles don't grant a set bonus. So there are incentives to hang with your individual sets. Let's go ahead and find something to shoot with this guy. Look at those lights. Nice little flying around so you can see all the things. That explains the rename of the Executioner. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Where did it ping me? All the way over there? Oh, we could repel attackers. Let's do that. Let's repel some attackers. So what's great about this particular set is that it is a very straight up give me bonus style thing going on here. So let's just go ahead and show that. We see the stacks going up to 5. Let's just hit this guy as hard as we can. He's dead. You see that big explosion of electricity? If that guy was any closer, he would have been completely EMP'd from that. I should actually be careful here because if I am not, then I could accidentally hurt that GMB fighter. Also, for those who just missed it, Judge, yes, it shoots in 3 burst shots. It can be very effective, provided you're aiming well. Nothing too special about the Jury missile. It's mainly a similar to homing missiles, but they can be fired faster than normal. So that is a nice little convenience for them. Cool. All right, cheat codes going back. On to the next set. Like I said, we have a lot to cover today. Just checking out the wings as we're flying back though. I am using a couple legendaries here and there. But yeah, all right. So the next one up, we're gonna use the Hornet. What set is here, you may ask? We have the Rogue set. Fun fact, for those of you who don't know, the Stinger used to be called the Rogue before we changed it. But this set actually works really well on it, so we're gonna highlight it anyway. I am not showcasing these sets on the ships that they are designed for by any stretch of the imagination, though you will see that in some regards. For example, Judge, Jury, and Executioner work incredibly well with the Scout. The Rogue and the Rattler, or the Rogue Rattler and the Rogue Rascal, these can actually work on basically any ship. Just a nice added bonus where the Rascal, if the missile breaks the target's shield or armor, then they get EMP'd and webbed. The Rattler, your weapon damage and projectile velocity are increased by up to 20% depending on how fast the ship is moving. So much better on light ships overall. The set bonus, so long as no friendlies or neutrals are within 2 kilometers, you gain 10% increased damage, handling, and ship speed. Let's take it for a spin. Looks like you also carry more. I think I had I think it was a high capacity jury, if I'm not mistaken. But I do think it actually holds a little bit more too. I think you're right, the guy in the distance over on Twitch. All right, oh man, look at those engines though. Distress call, that works, probably, I think. So this is the Rogue set. Give me a good target. Yeah, all right, I'll take it. Here's the Rattler. Delicious. Here's the Rascal. Let's try and break his armor. Oh, look at that. EMP'd and destabilized. Get wrecked, nerd. I'm just gonna use this anyway because it's fun. I love the meaty sound it provides. A nice simple 2-set bonus. Probably a bit easier to find this one, but these missiles can prove to be pretty devious if used in the right regard. And again, the Rascal. When a missile breaks the target's shield or armor, the target gains EMP and web conditions. So, because we were also flying pretty fast through that entire engagement, we were just gaining straight up damage boons just because we moved pretty fast into this Stinger. Neat! 3 sets down, we're still going. We're still going. I love all the discussions going on in the chats. By the way, if any of you are new to the streams and you're trying to ask me a question or looking for any clarity, just yet, it's not gonna happen because we will serve you all by answering questions at a certain point in the stream. Now, I'm gonna get about halfway through these sets and then we're gonna start answering some questions. Next up, we are going to be flying this Striker. Let's see, let's choose a different wing set. I wanna do this one. This one makes me happy. This one we are using, what's the set here? Yes, the Autonomous set. The Autonomous set has received a little bit of an adjustment, so let's talk about it. We have the Genesis Barrier. After the shutdown duration, you will instantly restore all of the shields. We have Reactive Radar, so you'll gain shield recharge delay and shutdown duration bonuses for every enemy within 800 meters. So this is why I put it on a Striker, because I feel it works pretty well. Up to 80% reduction. 80% reduction. Just imagine that with this Genesis Barrier already, when after the shutdown duration, you instantly restore shield to full capacity. 80% reduced shutdown duration. That means you only have to wait like a second and a half and then your shield just fully recharges. And that's not even the set bonus. That's just using those 2 items. We also have the Repair Bay, which will repair a damaged item every 90 seconds. Your shield get damaged and now it's slowly recharging? No, this fixes that. Now let's talk about the set bonuses. While in combat, armor regenerates 2% per second so long as shields are full. Please note, it says while in combat. You must be in combat for this to charge. Third bonus, also while in combat, your hull will regenerate 4% per second so long as both shields and armor are full. So basically, this is playing the attrition game with your foes. If they can't kill you, you ain't gonna die. It just doesn't let you die. It keeps on going. Let's have a demonstration. Let's have a demonstration. Now also keep in mind, I could optimize these builds a little bit further and like go through my perks and stuff like that. I'm kind of choosing not to, just because I want to get through as many of them as possible. But this is the autonomous set. The autonomous set here doesn't let you die. Well, I mean, you know, so long as you're utilizing your tools to stay alive, which it helps with quite considerably, yeah. Fight the next fight with your inertia dampeners are off. Okay, I'll adhere to your request. I will adhere to that request. Let's go to this unknown signal, see what we find. Give me combat. If there's nothing here, I'm going to force my hand. Perfect.
You won't get out of here alive.
Yes, I will. Get wrecked. Also keep your ears open because we do have music tracks that have been revamped in a lot of ways. Oh, bad shooting on my part. I'd show me getting damage and my shield getting shut down, but they can't do enough damage to me to do that. But for sake of the showcase, a proper showcase, let's go ahead and take some damage. Oh, can we even get our shield down? There we go, perfect. So notice how low my armor is. Let's get into combat and watch that just come back up. So now we are engaged. My armor is slowly coming back to me. And if you're able to mess around with your foes or even utilize restoring benefits, look, we're already topped off again. And we're picking up new gear in the process of showcasing this. My gosh. Oh yeah, here we go. Ancient Warden. This should be fun. Thanks for showing up. Oh my gosh, I forgot to turn the inertia dampeners off. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, I just now remembered. I turned them off now and it's, I'm very slippery and not very evasive. Some people love this. It's, it has its benefits for sure, but sometimes it can be a little, you know. All right, there we go. Inertia dampeners, when they're off, you just slide. Whee! Not a big deal. Since we're on the topic of inertia dampeners, even though it was in my queue for later, let's talk about one other thing the inertia dampeners are getting. Where's that at? Oh, no, I think it's an input. Inertia dampeners, let's talk about them. Now this is PC specific. Inertia dampeners. Toggle inertia dampeners is right here. Wait, is it here? Where's it at? Ah, here it is, here it is. I went right past it. Inertia dampeners button mode. We have a toggle, we have a hold to disable, and we have a hold to enable. So let me go ahead and just change this to hold to enable. So now, as you can see, when I'm holding down the button, my inertia dampeners come on, and I've got more control here. And when I let go of the button, now my inertia dampeners come off. So it's no longer me pushing the button and it just toggles, it's now a hold. You have both options that you can choose from. And again, this is PC specific. It's just a quick little demonstration of that one. All right, back to the station we go. We're gonna show one more and then we're gonna answer some questions. Just looking at this sexy silhouette. Woo! Up next, we have the Interceptor. We're gonna be flying. Which look? I want to do the Predator, maybe. Well, man, the Orion's awesome. These are all just. I love these. I love each one of these, honestly. Let's do Orion. I'm gonna do Orion. And the set bonus here, we are utilizing Tides of Sirens C. Tides of Sirens C. We have a Triton core. Doesn't do anything too crazy, but its shield's output is awful. It is not good in comparison to standard energy cores. We have the Scale Guard. That's going to be important. We have the Scale Guard with some pretty decent armor and repair per kill. Okay. We have the Wave Pulse Analyzer, with its stats are actually just kind of lesser than a traditional sensor. And we have the Hydro Surge Drive. 20% increased boost speeds during the use of your ult on this one. So what are the benefits to these? Well, with the 2-step bonus, you get 30% increased ult generation. With 3, your shield capacity is increased by 100%, but it will no longer recharge while in combat. Instead, using your ult will restore it to full capacity. And a 4-step bonus, deal increased primary weapon damage based on the percentage of shield hit points missing to a maximum of 20%. So you can see how it's just feeding into itself. Yes, regenerating your shields sucks. Especially if it's not paired with the Tides of Siren C set bonus. The Triton core not paired with its set bonus is not actually that great of an energy core, but when you get that set bonus up, things are starting to look good. So let's take this one out for a spin. And listen to these beautiful waves. Yeah, we did that. Let's find a place to utilize this bad boy, and then we can start answering some questions. Because I'm sure you got a lot of burning questions out there. I mean, we're highlighting so much stuff. Goodness. So much stuff today. We're only a fourth the way through the stream. It's a full stream, ladies and gentlemen. It is a full stream. All right. So let's get our ultimate up quickly, because we are going to gain lots of benefits when we do that. Woo! Ah, shielded. All right. We'll cycle around for another pass. So you can see that our shields are not regenerating at all while in combat, but we've barely taken any damage. And we also have double the normal amount of shields. So that's also nice. But you can see in the right hands, at least, you'll be able to maximize your ult very fast when utilizing this set. And that's without going into some of the new ship passives and whatnot. Let's go ahead and just annihilate this guy. See you later. Tides of Sirens Sea. Those new engine sounds, though. The shield is not an ST, it's actually just a standard shield. But look at my shield total. Look at that. Imagine using this with a shield ST. Imagine using this with a shield ST, especially on something like a Sentinel that has crazy powerful shield benefits. Or a Vindicator, even. Crazy to think about. All right, let's bounce back over to the home base. Let's dock. Let's kind of... We've shown so much already. Lots of tier 4 wings, lots of sets. What are some burning questions out there? Gary, join me in the comms. What do we got?
Oh, we got nothing. Nobody's interested. They've all left.
Okay, sweet. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for the stream. Appreciate
No
you guys
worries.
coming out.
We've got several. Don't worry. We've got people here. Right, first up is Fred Specvet over on YouTube. And he's just wondering, will there be any balance changes concerning ship passives and or changes to the ships themselves in the free update?
Probably yes. I can't go over like all of the little subtleties, nuances, and adjustments, but there have been a couple of changes here and there, little tweaks to certain values and whatnot. And there will be included 4 more ship passives for every single ship class as well. So that's gonna add so much more diversity to your ship builds, and paired with different sets and the current legendaries you have access to. Like, what in the world? It's a lot. It's a lot. So it'd be I don't have enough time actually to go through all of those details, but there will definitely be patch notes that give you a lot of information in regards to those little tweaks here and there. As an example, one subtle adjustment has been like to the synchro pulse, where it costs more energy to use now. There was another one, I think the Jaeger has less range, I think. And I mean, we're just in the subcategory of pulse lasers alone, and there's been a lot of little adjustments and tweaks like that. So, yep. Next question, please.
Okay. Right, Flory over on Twitch. Will we ever get enough hangar space to fit every ship with every wing in it?
Oh,
He wants to collect them all. He's doing a Pokemon.
I mean, I suppose that it's possible in the future that we increase storage, but that's not planned for this update. Nope. So, who knows? Who knows? I suppose it's possible, but if it is, should we go that direction, we will let you know with those appropriate announcements in the future, if we do. Not confirming it, not denying it, but it's to be determined. So, next question, please.
Next one is from the guy in the distance over on Twitch. Will we have to get these T4 wings as module drops, or will they be available as soon as we get the T4 ships?
They will be module drops. However, when you go to Kato, and well, once you have Tareen's perk that you've purchased that gives you access to the tier 4s, you can find them, you can buy them straight up from the storefront. Now again, you won't be able to customize to it until you find the appropriate module. You will have to pick those up, but without even getting the module, you can buy them, you can find them on the ships at Mr. Kato. So, yep.
Excellent. Right. It's a joint question, really. They both came in from Fred Specvet and Sloreen over on YouTube.
Okay.
With all the new sets, which appear to be quite powerful, can we expect any balance changes, like more difficulty levels or any AI changes?
We have been looking into the balance of different ships, and we have been tweaking a little bit of the AI surrounding them and some values pertaining to certain enemies, because some of them were not doing entirely what they were intended to do, but not anything crazy here. Most of the content that you're receiving here is more of like kind of adjustments across the board, just generally for the game, but then adding a bunch of fun stuff. We're just like throwing it in there. So you will absolutely find some insanely powerful combinations if you are optimizing, paying attention, combining, utilizing synergies, all that type of stuff. You should become incredibly powerful. And maybe if we see the results after we've dropped this update and individuals just aren't getting the challenge that they want, I don't know, maybe we can talk about that in the future and what we could do. But for now, it's all about, let's give you a bunch of crazy new tools to just go crazy with. So, what else we got?
I am the Law 42 over on Twitch. Has the legendary booster engine terminal velocity got its own sound effect?
Let me check. I think I have it on the Scout. Let's just look. I can't remember if it has a unique one or not. Great question. I love being able to demonstrate. Sounds the same. The big thing for it, though, is that it has a special effect to be able to basically dodge roll in any direction. So that's nice.
Cool. By the way, are you still playing on Nightmare?
This save is on Nightmare, yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, some people were just noticing how well you were melting the enemies and they thought you might be playing on easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can totally understand that. Do we have more questions?
Yes.
Cool.
You
Let's
can't
bring
go
them.
nowhere yet.
Nice. I'm gonna just go.
Story over on Twitch wants to know, after 30 seconds, can the... I think this is relating to our pseudo Vindicator, kind of, with Bob and the combat drone. After the 30 seconds, can they be converted again, or do they need to kill again to get them back?
Oh, you would have to you'd have to convert them again, but the odds of that happening are pretty low, honestly, because it does take 5 seconds for that conversion. And if you've got any other drones that you've captured or are utilizing, which you should be with the commander set, by the way, it's probably going to kill the drone before you can nab it. So the big thing is that first engagement when you're swooping in and your drones are getting distracted and you're trying to hit ships, if there's drones swarming around you, they're going to join you very soon. So that's a benefit of being a commander, is that the drones, they're just super attracted to you and they're just like, man, I want to help this guy. I feel bad. And boom, the tables turn. Good stuff. So,
excellent. Yep. Right. Next up, we have a question from Vex98 over on YouTube. Does the commander set also apply bonuses to enemies revived with the Wrath of the Fallen legendary gear?
I love this very detailed question.
You can see the working builds already, can't you?
Yeah, no, I love it because that's what you're thinking. You're forward thinking already with what you're going to be able to do with these sets, and I'm glad. I want you to explore and extract and exploit as much as you human possibly can. We have been testing a lot of results, and some effects have been very much intended, some not so much, some just needing to be rebalanced to a degree, and maybe there's a set we can actually talk about that in a little bit. But the long story short is, I don't know if that is how that's going to work in tandem with one another. My guess is that because you're reviving those enemies, because they are your allies, they're not going to convert to enemies and then you'd have a chance to convert them again. You can only convert living drone entities that are nearby you. That's how that's going to be applicable. That said, if you're using that in conjunction with, actually, I'm not sure if you can use that in conjunction because that's because the item type. Let me look at this really quick. Because you're talking about a specific, because the commander set uses boosters. That's autonomous. I'm trying to remember. Is the legendary a cargo unit? I'm trying to remember. Was it a sensor? Gosh, now I can't remember. I'm completely blanking on which slot that legendary item fills. Visions of Decay, right? Or no, it's oh my gosh, it's the Wrath one. Yes, it's cargo. So yeah, you could technically pair it with Commander then. Yes. Otherwise, I like using it with Bob, though. I feel like it works really well with just Bob. But yeah, I mean, you can also definitely swap that out for gaining the benefits of having more targets. Because again, with this bonus, it does grant you, where's it at? At least one of the items here, right? Yes, no, maybe. 5% armor damage reduction for each enemy. Oh, that's enemies. Hang on. Wasn't there one that was allies? I'm thinking of a different set. Now we've added too many sets. We gotta take them away. Guys, it's getting too confusing. There's too many. But regardless, when an enemy dies or expires, your shield is fully restored. That's the important thing here. So Wrath of the Fallen would pair nicely with this in that it would restore your shields when they die. And it does say, it clarifies there, dies or expires. That's probably the answer to the question right there. It's probably the answer to the question right there.
Excellent, excellent.
All right. Next
up, we have a question from Sloreen over on YouTube. Will we see any adjustments to the nightmare mode? I know we kind of slightly touched on it a little bit earlier. They're fined because they're obviously an exceptional pilot that they're thinking it's a little bit too easy.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I know that there's a lot of you out there. Well, maybe not a lot, but there are a good portion of you out there who have just been destroying the game. And that's awesome. We love gamers like you. Keep it up. At the same time, you have to realize that we have to design the game around the largest demographic possible. There are equally so the same number of individuals who are not so great at the game. And then between both of that, the vast majority, that's what we're aiming for. We want to have a very nice balance of a challenge being presented to you, while also having that satisfaction of the power fantasy and growth and bullying enemies as well. That balance gets shifted around quite dynamically the second difficulties get into the fray. And of course, we don't want to have a difficulty that's so absurdly hard that only 0.01% of the player base can overcome it. That wouldn't be very fair, and it would just be, you know, it would be a lot of work to incorporate something like that that's only pleasing, 10 people. So our desire is to redefine and focus down on what's currently in the game if we're going to go any sort of route of the difficulty systems. But as of right now, and especially in this update, there's not going to be any changes on that front. So if we would go in that particular direction, we would we'd make you guys aware of that and have all those proper announcements and all that stuff too. So, ooh.
Excellent. Right, I've got 5 more questions which we'll get through and then we'll hold so you can show off more of the stuff.
Okay.
Victor Andre Angel over on YouTube wants to know, will we see any big ships available to be owned in the game, such as like corvettes, destroyers, etc.?
No, we don't have any plans to have you fly in those style of ships. The game is single player focused, one-man fighter, where you're always going to be in these, you're always in a fighter. I mean, the largest things you're going to be flying around are going to be those like gunships and Vindicators and bombers. They're going to be the chonkiest, but we do not have any intention of you piloting corvettes or any types of sort of like flagships, carriers, anything like that.
Excellent. Right. Same again from Victor over on YouTube. Is there an option to reduce the brightness from the engines when fast traveling or to not see them?
The only way I would know would be to close your eyes. What a terrible response. I just got an official response from the devs. They said, oh, are we going to reduce the light now? I have to close my eyes when playing their video game. Oh my goodness, what a horrific response. But needless to say, no, it's not something we've actually had a concern of like almost at all. In fact, this might be the first time I've ever heard somebody talk about the brightness in Superlight being too much. But should it be something you are very passionate about and it does truly give you eye strain, you can always swap to first person mode while in Superlight. That would be an option. Not ideal, but you wouldn't have to look at the burning engines behind you on that front. Otherwise, adjustments to monitor settings is always a go-to. There's lots of third-party softwares out there that can also refine it for different types of eye strain as well. But yeah, that's really the best I can kind of guide you on that front. So Next question, please.
Vex98 over on YouTube. Will the specific sets have increased drop rates at specific locations?
Yes.
That's the answer.
That's the answer. We'll talk more about that in a bit, okay? We'll talk more about that in a bit.
Yeah, moving on. YouTube again, Victor Andre Angel. For the Vindicator ship, will there be a way to tell the drones what to attack and not that they randomly attack people?
No, that is not in the plans. There's a number of reasons why it's not, but to kind of give you the short answer is because we want to make sure that there's equal levels of customization across every single ship class. And if we start getting into the nitty gritty of customizing drone functionality for the Vindicator, all of a sudden now we have a much more detail-oriented ship as opposed to all of the other ones. And as it stands, the Vindicator is already rather powerful by having those added drones into its arsenal. And that's kind of where we have to stop. So, and again, that was the short answer. So, yeah.
Excellent. Last one for now. It's just a query from someone, John Ackerberg over on YouTube. Do you have a personal favorite class of ship and why?
Yes, I like them all. No, I would say that my personal favorite, gosh, I go back and forth all the time. I'm a big fan, actually, of the Striker. I just love being in the fray. There's some pretty cool new passives as well that's coming to the Striker. Maybe we can show some of them off. That just help it be even more meaty in that style of combat. Maybe I have some of those new passives here. Enemies within 300 meters can't regenerate shields. Is that a new one? Goodness, I can't even remember what's new and what's old passives anymore. We have too much content getting added. Seriously, it's ridiculous. But even stuff like just hull damage reduction, enemies within 1 kilometer range deal 20% less damage. You can see this is all about just being up in your opponent's face, because the more you do that, the more punishing this ship is. That's why I really enjoy the Striker. I mean, each one of the ships has their flavor to it. I'm a big fan of the starting Sentinel even. But I think the ship that I've probably played the most has probably been the Stinger. I just love its speed and handling. I love its effective device usage. You just feel like you're going in and out and pulling off these devious maneuvers. It's incredibly satisfying for me. Yeah, that's kind of where I go.
Yeah, you just hate gunships and any ship that's made of aluminium.
That's right. Speaking of the gunship, let's go into the gunship for our next build. Perfectly timed. We are going to be highlighting not only the Bloodstar engine, or no, this isn't the Bloodstar engine. This is we're going to be just highlighting Bloodstar a little bit here, just going over the 2-set bonus, because we have that here. This has been changed. So before Bloodstar, whenever you had a 2-set bonus, you could have the Bloodstar set drop from any outlaws. And it wasn't enough. It was a crappy set bonus. We changed it to now it's a fun one. When you have a 2-set bonus with Bloodstar, you refill 10% boost energy on kill. Boost more. Amazing. In addition to that, we should probably talk pretty quickly. I'll talk more about it in a little bit later, but Bloodstar doesn't just drop from Bloodstar units. Bloodstar drops from all of Cedo. Every set drops from a specific system now. But more on that in a little bit. The one we're going to be highlighting on this particular vessel is the Opulence set. We have ornate plating, we have a deluxe booster, and we have a treasury unit. The ornate plating grants 1% increased hit points per 10,000 credits. You'll see that we have maxed this out. The booster actually just sucks. The nice thing about it is its sound, which you'll hear in a moment. And the treasury unit increases the credits income that you will be finding. Cargo slots actually also kind of suck. Again, when you're looking at these set items, if you're using them independently, they're not going to be as good as the other items you're finding. But if you can pair up set items, you're going to start getting benefits galore. It's going to be how you are optimizing your build. So if you're just slapping on whatever the highest level, that might not be to your benefit anymore. You have to be careful about how you're approaching every single decision you're making here. with the Opulence set, and you'll see that every single one of the items I generated here are Star Forged. That's because the Opulence set loves Star Forged thing. The 2 set bonus. Each equipped Star Forged item increases your device damage by 2%. And the 3 set bonus is each equipped Star Forged item increases your weapon damage by 2%. Nice! Straight up damage bonus, straight up device bonus. Very, very nice. Also, one other beautiful thing about this particular set, if you look at how much it costs down below, these ain't cheap. In fact, if you compare it to this standard level 30 sensor that's almost 4K, this ornate plating costs 20K. What? The boosters also. This treasury unit, even more so. These are expensive items. And again, their stats aren't so great at first. Not until you're gaining the proper benefits thereof. But if you find this and it doesn't work for your build, it's not actually that bad because you can sell it for a pretty good chunk of change. Well, let's go ahead and take this one for a spin. And listen to its beautiful deluxe booster. It's almost creamy. Love that. Very smooth. This is the reason to go for this set. It's just the sound effect. That's it. That's the prized goods here of the deluxe booster. Even the description, engineered to have a rather visually exquisite output system sought after by entrepreneurs and exhibitionists. That's it. That's it. There's not really a benefit here for, like, you know, mercenaries, fighters, the military, like nothing. It's just entrepreneurs and exhibitionists. That's why they go after these thrusters. Let's go ahead and just go show how much power we've got coming out of this gunship. I mean, the gunship's already insanely powerful, so it's probably gonna be hard to tell. But I am still on nightmare mode. Let's give it a quick demonstration. It's meaty and creamy. I look over in the chat and see. Yeah, I suppose to a degree it is. It's pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. Honestly, this might be one of my favorite engine sounds that we've thus now incorporated into the game. I think there's still another one or two to show and listen to. I think. Give me some enemies to destroy. Wonderful! Get wrecked! Remember, this is on Nightmare. This is on Nightmare. Like that's not even, this isn't even useful against shields, and we just melted those shields. GG no re. Just absolutely destruction. Gunship lovers are just, you're gonna go ham with all of these sets, I know it. But if you're stacking those Starforged, this set can actually be rather powerful. And it sounds great too. So smooth. So pleasant. It's almost like a quiet engine. You know what I mean? Gosh, I love it. So good. And so you're aware, all of the thrusters have an adjusted sound. So like whenever you are activating it in a different direction than forward, it will have that little tick sound indicating a quick change. That is applicable to every single new thruster. Gosh, look at that repeater just... Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of that. All right, let's go into our next ship and set. I guess something I should also mention, which I didn't at all. Ha! hopefully most of you know this, but of course, everything that I am showing you today is still technically work in progress. You could see some tweaks, additions, and modifications to every single thing being shown, including but not limited to iconography changes, very minor, very slight balancing changes, and maybe even visual effects. So just keep that in mind. Next up, let's go over to the Cyclops bomber. Can barely fit in our hangar, can barely fit in the screen. My face is actually in the way of this super unique vessel here. Let's take it for a spin while showcasing the Blightmonger set. This one is unique in that we get another thermo gun added to the mix that's out there. Critical hits apply their damage as corrosion for 2 seconds. Let's talk about the other pieces of the set first, and then we'll get into the set bonuses. We have the Hazard Shield, which grants immunity to corrosion while the shield is up. We have the Hazard Plating, which grants immunity to radiation while the armor is up. We also have the Containment Unit, which doesn't really do anything other than add to the set, but that's important regardless. With this set bonus, set of 2, enemies take 20% increased corrosion damage. You're already seeing the set bonus. It's called Blightmonger. I mean, I feel like it's pretty transparent. Okay, it's a corrosive build. 3 sets, each stack of corrosion are on an enemy, grants you 1% armor regeneration per second. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna say that I have seen my armor regenerate almost 15% per second, based on certain circumstances. But I'm sure that those of you will find some crazy ways to defend yourselves, making you all but invincible here. Targets affected by corrosion, set 4. Targets affected by corrosion take 50% increased damage from your secondary weapons. So here I actually paired scorpion missiles, corrosion mines, and then powerful cruise missiles to really show you how much this punches. And in addition to this, just to top things off because it's hilarious, we're using Visions of Decay that can also pair with the corrosion set. So now our corrosion injector deals 100% increased damage and will hit 3 additional enemies within 300 meters around the target. We were very particular about what legendaries could be paired with certain sets, and I am going to tell you right now that whenever you're diving into the game and you've got this update, you're going to see some sets that don't work with some legendaries intentionally because of just how crazy they would actually get. Like, they go past that level of, this is actually too much. This is too much. But some stuff we're like, you know what, this is fun, this is good, this is bringing it all together, and that's exactly what we're doing here. It's exactly what we're doing here. Visions of Decay paired with Blightmonger to truly just melt your foes. So let's go out and push this one too. Toxic Revenger could not work on here because you would have to remove the hazard shield. So you'd only have tier 2 and tier 3. And that was an intentional decision. Yep. So you could still gain the benefits of each stack of corrosion on an enemy grants you 1% armor regeneration per second through that. But they won't take increased damage from secondary weapons. So let's go ahead and fly this. Oh man, I love the way this bomber looks, honestly. Gosh. Love the way that's highlighted. So let's get out and blow some stuff up with it. I'm curious, from all the stuff that we've been showing so far, I want to hear some of the things in the chat that you guys are just like stoked for. You're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. It could be a favorite tier wing. It could be a set item. Some of these subtle adjustments that we've been talking about ever so lightly from time to time. I want to hear from you in the comments. I want to hear from you in the live chat. Excuse me, in the live chat. What are you enjoying? What is scratching that itch? Elek! Boy, Elek! Let's go ahead and take this guy out. We'll use our thermal gun here for those crits to do more corrosion. Look at that corrosion just stack! Oh my gosh. Beautiful. I missed! That's unfortunate. All right, let's use our corrosion injector. I mean, we put it on this build for a reason, right? And you are a prime candidate. Yeah, just melt over there. That's great. Yeah, just keep melt. I didn't even have to fire anymore. That guy was just screwed. A single use. So we're gonna stack some corrosion on this guy. Yeah, we just watch him. Just peace out, dude. Try and go steal these kills from Elek. I don't think we're gonna make it in time. Ah, he's getting all the kills. Actually, this might not be good because now I'm gonna reduce their health so much he's gonna be able to just pick them off. But yeah, being able to just like hit the teleporter drone once with corrosion and then just be done. Oh, that's a really good feeling. That's a pretty dang good feeling. Wonderful. So much corrosion. Oh. Beautiful. Now we get to highlight in all its glory. All right, so hang on. Oh, the corrosion went away. Oh, well, it's still maximized damage. He was too weak. He wasn't even a good target to showcase that. We needed something even stronger. I certainly hope we're working on something like that for our future. All right, let's go on to our next ship. Gosh, just I love the way this bomber looks though. I think it comes together so well. And again, I am trying to use like the same sort of style for each one of these ships so you get a sense of the like where you're adjusting the colors and the lights and all that type of stuff. So it was intentional on my decision to do that. So anybody's coming in new. So let's cycle on over to the what's this called? The Vindicator, I think, right? Yeah, I think it's like a popular ship or something. Let's cycle over to the new wings, the Tempest 4. It's very wide wing set for them. And we're gonna be showcasing the Escort Duty set. This is something that we have technically shown before, but we want to pair it here for some pretty strong abilities of protecting allies nearby. Now, I also paired it here so that we can talk about one other important topic regarding the Escort Duty's overarching function. So if we look at the Chaperone, on its bonus it says 4% increased shield capacity and recharge speed for every allied or neutral unit, and in parentheses it says drones excluded. We had a test, it was way too strong just slapping it on the Vindicator, all right? It's too strong. So we did have to exclude those drones there. That being said, the Vindicator's already so freaking powerful, it's nuts. But I digress. So that's the Chaperone. We have the Bulkhead, which 30% damage reduction to armor from frontal attacks. Then we also have Secure Hold, which collecting loot grants 8% damage reduction for 4 seconds to a max of 40%. So if we're collecting stuff on the fly, we can gain added defenses for a quick moment. But in addition to that, should you not want to pick anything up, which also is fine, the 2-step bonus grants a plus 25% bonus to your resistance attribute, straight up. And then the other benefit here, at 3, you get increased shield, armor, and hull for each free cargo slot you have. So let me just pull this off for a second. Just look over at our hull. That's not actually doing what I thought it would do. I wonder if that's not actually working yet. Remember when I said earlier how there's some things that aren't fully applicable yet? That doesn't look like it's granting the bonus as it's supposed to be. So, Hans Christian, I'm gonna pass that one off to you. If you're in the stream. Couple more kinks to work out, guys. But this will be more effective on your heavy class ships that have larger cargo holds. That's the big thing regarding this. So if you want a larger boost to your shields, your armor, and your hull, this can produce that based on the amount of cargo that you have available. One second as I'm writing some notes. Cool. We're also using the raid booster here just so you can hear that sound. So the boost that you're going to hear is from the Bloodstar set. We're not using any bonuses from the Bloodstar set. We're going to be using secure hold. So let's go out there and show this bad boy off. We're going to finish off these last ships and sets. Oh, look at the... Oh my gosh. Look at that, those engines. Yeah. Yeah. And if you're wondering, you're like, well, the lights make it look like it's wavering or something. Yes, they actually are. They are actually doing that. I believe that's applicable to the ship tier, the wings, as opposed to the thrusters. Some of the ships have unique visual effects regarding their light sources, and this is one of those ships. Was the engine glow increased? For this one, I believe it was, this particular tier 4 wing set. What do we got? What do we got? Unknown signal? Sure, why not? Let's see what's here. Where are all our drones? Do we not have any drones? Shoot, I didn't even check. How dare to earn our drones. Oh, they're here, okay. Hello, drones.
Better take care of that base.
Ah, wonderful. Saw some good stuff there. Lol. This is the Bird's Nest Legendary. For those of you who've never seen it before. It can be a nice complement to your drones. Ah! I need something to shoot. I want to regenerate the health of my boys. There we go. Now, a key part of this set is honestly making sure your enemies are always in front of you, mainly because of your armor, your plating rather. But if you can do that, this becomes a rather sustainable set. And you can see as we collected all of that stuff, our damage reduction spiked for a duration, also part of this set. I really am a big fan of the way this engine looks. Now, if only there were more engine modules themselves. All right, let's grab this container. And let's go ahead and head on. Well, yeah, let's head back to the home base again. Get through the last ship in the last set. I mean, party mines. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Bird's Nest are definitely party mines. Actually, like looking at the glow from these engines, I'm thinking about the user who made a comment about the super light engines being too bright. Man, just steer clear of this, this tier 4 wing. It's bright. Just do this. It's fine. It's all fine. No longer worries you. I love this cockpit view, by the way. I love being able to see the ship outside of it. Gosh, that's so satisfying. Also, sorry for those of you who don't like lots of movement. Oh, whoops. There we go. Last but not least, the final set that we are showing. The 9th set. But Eric, I thought there were 10 sets. Aren't you going to show us the 10th set? I never said I was going to show them all. All right. We have the Stormchaser set, complete with Eye of the Storm, because it's fun. It pairs well. The naming convention alone, obviously, that's about it. But we have it on a Sentinel because lightning, you know, it just taps it off really well. So the Stormchaser set, we have the multi-cell energy core. We have the Stratocumulus shield, where when the shield is active, energy orbs are pulled from a 2,000 meter range. This is a huge increase to the normal. We have Tailwind boosters. While boosting, reflect 10% of incoming damage back to your attackers. And the Repair Bay, which will repair a damage... No, that's not it. Whirlwind, there we go. The missile launcher. Targets hit by this missile are pulled for 3 seconds. They're pulled for 3 seconds. The set itself, 2-set bonus. You get a 25% increased energy orb drop chance. Hopefully you see where this is going. 3-set bonus, 4% increased damage reflection for 20 seconds when collecting an energy orb to a max of 40%. And a 4-set bonus, all enemies within 800 meters range take reflected damage. So if you truly become the heart of the storm and enemies are hitting you, you hit them all back with a lot of damage. For this particular situation, we are going to make sure we have retaliation up, because this does apply, absolutely, if you're wondering. So we're going to use retaliation here to pair with this. And should we have things come together well enough while we're boosting, that increases by 10% more. That does become 40%, not 33%, so you're all aware. It is additive here. And then you have the up to 40% on this as well. That's also additive. So effectively, you can have your reflection damage 80%. 80% when this is topped off. And in addition to that, everyone in 800 meters range is basically just going to implode if anyone hits you, because you're doing that damage to every single one of those targets. Let's take it for a spin. Reflecting damage does not reduce the damage received. You receive the damage and then you dish the damage out too. Which engines are these? Oh yeah, Tailwind. Oh yeah, another engine booster as well to here. Also smooth. Yeah. Yeah. So nice. I just realized that this will be randomly colorized, this one. Don't judge it too much, okay? We random colored this one. It's fine. Probably. Also a very creamy sound. I still like the ornate thrusters, the deluxe boosters more, but this one, oh, it's so good too. Gato's been hard at work on all of this sound design and improvements. I mean, all of the thrusters, even the 3 standard thrusters have different sounds. So you have your standard booster, you have the recharge booster, and you have the cruise booster. They have distinct sounds too. So much has been adjusted, added, modified, tweaked. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So based on your decisions and how you customize things, ladies and gentlemen, you are not only going to see more results, but you're also going to hear them. Oh, this is perfect. I want as many enemies as possible up in my grill. And remember that the tailwind effect, or the whirlwind, excuse me, the whirlwind effect brings enemies to you. So if they're not close enough for that bonus, bring them in. Allow me to demonstrate. Here, let's just start taking some damage. Oh yeah, see how they're all taking damage? Let's just start being a bully to them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, shoot me some more, yes. Take all of that damage. Now we are gonna be boosting, so we're gonna get that added little tailwind buff. But the more enemies, the more, I didn't even hit him. He died because this other guy hit us. Is this guy close enough? I don't know, but let's bring him over here. Yeah, pulls them over to us instead of pushing them away. Oh, this is great. Let's just sit here and watch all the drones just get destroyed. Where'd all your drones go? Where'd they go? I don't even have to attack them. This is so nice. They're just gonna take care of themselves. You're a little too far away. Come here. You're a little too far away too. Come here. I need my bonuses. Come here. Come to me. Yeah. I was probably gonna kill him before. Yeah. Okay. That sucks. Are you still firing at me? My gosh. It's a good thing these Sentinels have crazy shields, right? And again, this is on Nightmare. Look at these guys warping in and just getting destroyed. Here, come here. I want this bonus on you. Come here. All right, now you're here. Yep. Just slowly getting destroyed. Oh, nice. Are you dead yet? Still tickling yourself? All right, let's just finish this. I mean, the only regret I have of all of this is that I should have used this during that fight at some point. That would have really topped it off, but I digress. That's the Stormchaser set.
I want you to forget your ultimate.
Yes, I've never done that before. Pretty crazy. So Elek is flying away, and you know, honestly, I'm kind of tired of him doing that. He keeps like stealing my kills, so I'm just gonna ask him to stop. Thanks. All right, let's head on over to the shipwrecks here. Some dark matter. Some containers. What? Oh yeah, no, it's a community request. Didn't you guys know? Didn't somebody tell you? Yeah, you can disable or enable fire support now. Yeah, there's cute little sounds. Look, we spared no expense. Listen. It's delightful. What a pleasant chime. Isn't that great? So convenient. So yeah, if you want to just solo your way through and you're sick and tired of Elek showing up and you're just like, dang it, man, these are my kills, it's my loot, it's my XP, and you no share, absolutely. Community request, granted. So you can do that as soon as you get to Elek, to your pleasure. So great recommendation to you guys out there. Pretty solid option. Since we're on the topic of perks, let's head back to home base, and then we'll discuss a little bit more after we go through some more questions. So what do we got, Gary?
Right, first up is something that we've touched on before. I did answer it in the chat. It was a little while ago from Wings of Corvo over on Twitch. They're just touching on any plans for modding because they'd like to do a specific shadow fighter, for example.
Okay, yeah, so I mean, mod support, this is a question that's been around for a pretty long time, and we understand why the question's coming back up again, especially with new audiences showing up through consoles and the support of the free content, as well as premium DLC out in the future, which we'll have more information somewhat soonish, I hope. Yeah, so totally valid question here. The short of it is that we truly would love to do mod support, but our main priority focus is adding more content to the game now. We just want to add more into it. And we know that you guys also, to a degree, want to like add more into it as well and infuse that. It's just not what we can prioritize. There are very specific details with which we must follow in accordance with ensuring the DLC completes its particular cycle. That's about as soft as I can walk around that particular topic without getting any more descriptive. So just note that it is something we think would be amazing, and it's also something we cannot guarantee will happen. It's something we cannot guarantee will happen. We hear you. We would love it. It's going to be a while if we were to go in that direction. All right, guys? So really glad that you read that one aloud, Gary. Just want to make sure that all of those out there who are aspiring to do crazy stuff into the game, it's going to be a while for us to officially support that. As I'm speaking this, I will also say we do have a few rather clever individuals who have gone the way of looking into what could be done with EVERSPACE 2, and they are fun, and they are awesome. We are definitely watching you. I see that you're in the chat as well. Yeah, I mean, the possibilities there are definitely exciting, and yeah, just please understand, we have deadlines to meet. We've got projects to handle. It's not a matter of us not wanting it, because we really, truly do. But this is something that we can't even open up for discussion until we reach key moments of our finalization of development. And we're not there yet. So this question will absolutely come up again in the future, and we will absolutely have perhaps a different response for it at that time. For now, we just have to be patient. Oh, the pain. We just have to be patient until we can get more information on it. But again, thanks for the question. Very
Excellent. Good. Right, Gordon Holland, switching over to YouTube, would like to know, with the update, will there be any changes to the ship's specials? As in, like, you've got the Sentinel there, the induction special. No, we do not want to change the specials. With the specials and the alts are always going to be consistent. That way, whenever you're choosing a specific class, those are locked in place. Those are going to give you the bonuses of that class. The passives, these are going to be improved in the sense that every single ship will have 4 new passives in their passive pools. So I think there's a total of 9 now for each ship class. I'm gonna look this up actually, because I can't remember how many there are. Let me just pull up the data. But 4 new ship passes are being added for every single ship class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so there's now at least 9 passes for every single ship. I think one ship actually has more than 9. One got some extras. I can't remember which one it is. I'm just looking over them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Vindicator, you have 11? How dare it? But as you can see, we wanted to explore new opportunities for you. And by that, I mean, as you're purchasing your ship and you're evaluating the passives that you have on board, this can help you go a particular direction or not in order to capitalize on your build. For example, this very passive on the Sentinel, 20% reduced cooldowns for warfare devices, means that if you're not using warfare devices, you are wasting a beautiful benefit that can be capitalized here. In addition to that, you have using a consumable immediately triggers the shield to recharge. This is also something that can be very powerful on Sentinels that are usually using an ST shield class, a shield type, which can take a long time to get their shutdown duration coming back up. So benefits all around in unique ways for each ship class. All of the passives are unique for that class. I think there's actually one that's the same between like the Sentinel and the Vanguard, unless we changed it, but I don't think we did. But otherwise, every single one's unique to that particular class for lots more variety, lots more customization. There's so much in this freaking update. I don't even... What are we doing? Why are we doing this for free, Gary? How are we... We've got nothing better to do. You know, we just want to please the masses.
Oh my gosh. Jeez. It's ridiculous. All right. But that's a great question. Let's go to the next one.
I am the Law 42 on Twitch. Would like to know, do the sets drop in certain systems also mean that we can get them from HRAs and rifts within that system?
All right, he brought it up, so let's talk about it. Let's open the doors, talk a little bit more about all of these set items that we have shown. for anybody who's wondering if you've missed any of the sets, I'm just gonna kind of like float over every single one that we've talked about. What? Yeah, I know. So you can see the new and old alike, so that you're not missing out on any particular detail. So basically, set items will be dropping from certain locations in the game now. We've completely overhauled the system, also because there were only 2 sets prior, which were the Bloodstar sets as well as the Union Eclipse sets. Instead of these dropping, like the Union Eclipse would just drop completely randomly, and the Bloodstars only dropping from a particular Bloodstar enemy, now they're going to drop in specific systems. And this system-wide territory includes HRAs and rifts. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. That's right. If you have been painfully looking for that Star-forged Bloodstar item, just do some rifts in good old Cedo and it might drop. Furthermore, we may still have a trick or two up our thieves to make finding set items specifically even easier for you to do so. Whew. So all you have to do is figure out where they could possibly be found. Some are a little bit easier to figure out than others. Some of that will even be probably revealed over time. Maybe some of it will just keep completely secret. We'll just completely keep it secret. Who knows? But I mean, a Stormchaser, I mean, it has no business whatsoever to be in any type of vortex out in the DMZ. So if any place that would ever be called that, I mean, I don't know why it would be correlated there. And I mean, don't even get me started on freaking Tides of Siren Sea. There's no location in the game called Siren Sea. Anyway, Blightmonger here. We're just gonna go through this one as well. Just highlighting every single one of these. So for anybody who's missed any particular details, I know that I'm hiding the set item bonuses too, I'm sorry. But every single one of these items you see on the right side of the storage, keep in mind, this is a new variant item added to the game. A new item of that type being added to the game, straight up. There's like, I see 4 new freaking platings on the right side over here. I see like 5 new shields. I see new weapons. I see new cargo units. I mean, obviously we're on a sensor. Every single one of these, and each one of the boosters has its own unique sound. Guys, there's so much coming in this update. That's why this entire stream is still gonna be full of more stuff to show and talk about, because we're still not done. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna keep showing these, and then let's go ahead and answer another question, because it's taken forever to get through all freaking oh my gosh, yep. So many items.
It is. That's why it takes so long to make quality content for the game.
It's crazy, yeah.
I am the Law again on Twitch. Would like to know regarding generally changed items like the pulse laser, etc. With the update, will the update the items, or will they have like legacy items?
No, everything that's basically in the game currently will be adjusted accordingly. Yeah, so there's not going to be any sort of legacy elements. That could create a world of issues, and is actually why we also did the save wipe and have the pre-save tag on older save files, because of the wonky stuff that can happen there. If we were doing that, we would open up the door for even more wonky, and we don't want there to be, for some reason, some sort of crazy meta that would be where you would cycle your Steam version back to an older one to obtain a certain item that's in a certain way, to then update your game so that you can get this powerful bonus paired with some other, like, we don't want, no, we're avoiding that completely. When we update the game, it's an update. There's not any sort of legacy content there. We do not want to open the door for room for error. So
right, two questions left, and then we can show more quality content. Tabizzle over on YouTube would like to know, will there be an option to change drone color, or at least adjust it to your ship's color?
Man,
at some point?
Oh, I love this question so much. This is something that we've actually talked internally about, and we're looking into at one point, and gosh, the technical issues that it's, look, okay, so guys, it would be super cool. It's something that we've looked into. It's something that we would like to do if it wasn't so freaking dang hard based on what we've already incorporated into the game and how everything comes together. It's certainly not coming to this update. It might not ever show up, but it is something that is technically on our table. It's floating there in the nice to haves section, but I cannot guarantee this is gonna happen, guys. I'm really sorry to say that, but it's just, I hate saying this so much, because again, this is something that we've had the question about, and we agree that it would be a lot of fun. But turns out there are certain things that we gotta make those hard calls, you know? And the drone colors just being paired to whatever your ship is colored at in the Vindicator, unfortunately, it's just a little bit in that territory of just enough to suck. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. But it's a great observation. It's a great request. Technically on the table, but no guarantees. No guarantees.
Right, last question before we can fly on. I am the Law Again 42 on Twitch. Any new change Steam achievements with the update?
Not planned, no. No, not planned. The way that we went about, I'm going to refer to EVERSPACE 1 here a little bit, just to give some context for anybody who's not aware. So EVERSPACE 1 received a content update as well as DLC. And whenever we did the little content update, we did not add any sort of achievements. When we added the DLC, which was an expansion, it added a ton of content to the game. We added achievements because there was much more to do in the game. So right now with this particular update, free content update, no plans for new achievements. There's premium DLC that we're working on, if you didn't know. Cool.
Are we?
We are. We are technically working on it now. Technically. We've actually begun the process, which is nice.
I did know that. I was
It's okay. Do we have another question? One more question?
No, that's it. You're free to fly on.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I said that after the questions, we were going to dive into the perks. So let's just talk about all three of the adjusted perks here. The first one is, of course, our boy Elek. We've discussed it already in the stream, but let's do it one more time. You are able to enable and disable your boy Elek. This is an exclusive feature to Elek and one other companion. Let's talk about Khala. We are adding Supra Vision to her assortment. This will reveal any remaining secrets in a location if most of its secrets have already been discovered. The statement is a tad bit vague here, intentionally so. The short of it is once you get about 80% completion in a location, the rest is revealed to you. And if you don't want to feel like you're cheating, you could still invest in this and turn it off. You can. It's possible. But also, for those wondering, can we just turn off any single perk that we want to at any given time? No, this is exclusive to certain perks. That's how that works. Yep. Last but not least, let's talk about resource selling, which I technically showed last stream. We've got Tareen here. Once you upgrade this, it enables you to sell excess resources directly from the crafting resources tab. And it works very simply, where you just hover over whichever item that you want to sell, and then you will sell it. And we can't because we need a dock at a shop. But normally, you would just hover over it, you'd dock at the shop, and you'd sell it. That's all you have to do. Nice and simple. Let's just go do that really quick. Here, let's fly a different looking ship because we've done a number of ships. That one looks really nice. Let's do this one. Let's do the Harpy. Let's do the Harpy. I like the color combination we got here. Oh, did I change the engines? Ah, well, whatever. Hopefully the engines are green. It'll make it nice and pretty. Ah, whatever. It's fine. So let's just go to a store really quick, sell some resources. And then we're going to talk about a couple other little details, one of which that we kind of talked about before, but just want to make sure that you're all aware of these changes, these modifications that have been going through the game. Let's head on over to Nefty's Plains for our shop. Those wings, though! Woo! Speedy timos. Prescott, we're not going to go to Prescott. No, I'm being very restricted to Cedo today intentionally, Omar. What? Yeah. We're talking about all the additions and inclusions from the content side, because that's where the content is coming from. And to do so, we are sticking to Cedo. All right, so now that we're here, we can go into our crafting tab just like so. Anything that we are hovering over, we can say, oh man, we have all this Baramite. Because of its self-replicating nature, some argue that Baramite is actually a life form, but since it does not scream when melted, nobody really cares. So let's go ahead and just sell our good friend Baramite. Let's sell like, I don't know, 219 for 16K. Sound good? Boom. I mean, I'm already filthy rich in this particular build, but still, you can make a lot of credits pretty fast if you've been mining the heck out of all of these things. And you can also sell Tears of the Mad. You know, that's a thing, I suppose. Yeah. There's also some stuff that isn't quite, like it's not like integral to have because it's not really bound to other stuff that you can just get a lot of credits for just the more that you collect. Nice and simple. And just because we're here in our crafting tab, let's go ahead and look at some new catalysts. What a transition, oh my gosh. It's like we planned it. That's nuts. So, let's talk about some catalysts. This first one is called Barrage. It increases damage by 4% for each second firing to a maximum of 40%. It is exactly what it sounds like, and it's best used on equipment that has higher proc rates, right? So fast fire rates are ideal for Barrage. Yeah. Just gonna make lots of damage happen. Not so great for single fire weapons like a railgun. In fact, probably, actually wait. Now I'm curious if this would work on a railgun. Let's explore together. Maybe when you're holding down for that fire, this might actually be amazing. We need to go, we need a scout. Scout, just, oh wait, we can't, just, hang on. Shop, do you have a railgun? Railgun? Perfect, this'll work. So let's go ahead and modify this and, let's go ahead and modify this and we're gonna add in this particular one that we've got. Where are you at? Oh, we can't install it on a railgun. Okay, all right. Doesn't work on a railgun. Question answered. There you go. So there are some restrictions with catalysts, and I'm sure some of you have caught those anyway. But the main thing that you want to do is something like an autocannon. This is actually very effective. Oh! Let's go ahead and add Barrage to it. Beautiful. Catalyst Barrage listed right there. Added to the mix. So let's just fly. Show you what it does. So long as we are firing the weapon, you see the primary weapon boost will just keep going. It just keeps going up so long as we're holding down fire. 40% damage increase just for holding it down. No big deal. And when you let go, it vanishes. So it goes up and it drops off the second you let go. Music though, that was new. Let's look at some of these other catalysts. Excuse me, let me go to my crafting inventory. Here we go. So next up we have the EMP Charges. I like this one, if you couldn't tell. What this does, your shots cause EMP disruptions. When a target has 8 disruption charges, an EMP is triggered, which paralyzes the target for 1 second. Now, I'm sure you've seen a lot of content today that circulates around some nice EMP combinations. This one is absolutely no different. Should you desire to slap this bad boy on a weapon, also good on rapid fire weapons, of course, we actually could put this, I think we could put this on a scatter gun to make it all but effectively apply immediately. Oh no, it can't go on. Man, look at this. I'm showing you what you can't do. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But what we could do is something like thermogun. A thermogun. That could be very powerful. Let's do that. Let's get some EMP charges on our calibrated thermogun. And find a target. Any target will do. Sorry, GMB. It's for demonstration purposes. It's a firing test. So let's just see what happens. And he's disrupted for 1 second. It's quick. But that disruption means if you're only fighting one target, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He is constantly getting disrupted. He's completely out of combat. And that's without even focused on like any other elements in play. We haven't talked about ship passives to that great degree. The set item bonuses, like just disable them for a second, gain some distance, gain some space. You're just messing with your foes, granting you some semblance of opportunity. It's nice. It's really nice. It's a lot of fun. Wonderful. But there's still 2 more catalysts. Let's talk about them. Repair protocol. Increases the armor repair on kill by 50%. This is not additive. Calm down. This means that the value that it is, look at half of it and add it to it. As an example, we have the Scale Guard, which has a fantastic 16% repair per kill. Now, it has an even fantasticer 24% repair per kill. Guys, that's like 1/4 of your armor after a kill. Gunship players rejoice. Your defenses, impervious. Impervious. Turn the tides with this one. Oh, you stopped that, Steiny. You stopped that. That was good. All right. I accept. But I mean, this isn't even, we're not even focused on any sort of sets or passive benefits or like going into like perks or anything. This is just new catalysts that you can play around with that grant you new opportunities. And you can do this to your current build that you have right now. You could do this to the new set items to create even more chaos. I mean, I don't even know if these guys are gonna be able to hurt me. Okay, they are. They're gonna do some damage to my hull. And now, like my armor, just check this out. Just check this out. That's after 1 kill. Oh, and we're using the autonomous set, so we're regenerating armor on top of that, just being in combat. Oh my gosh. Do you need some armor? This is how you do that. Ridiculous. So, yeah, just have some new ways to go about your business and conquer your foes, even if you don't want to use the new sets. You're like, I don't like them for whatever reason. Somebody's out there probably. Use the new catalysts. But wait, there's one more. Restore protocol. If your shield is hit, but remains above 70%, it immediately restarts regenerating. As an example, restore protocol. Let's just go ahead and accidentally bump into the ground. Boop. Oh, that was actually too much. Goodness, that was way too much. Slow down there, Tiger. Okay, let's do it soft, gentle. Oh, look at this. We can tank the damage from these turrets because they don't do enough damage to our shields. Oh, that got close there. That got, slow down. All right, all right, now it's not regenerating. Ah, that's unfortunate. It's some very nice benefits in the right situation, especially when you actually put emphasis on your shield, unlike this build. This is not a strong shield build, okay? This is not the strongest shield build out there. Pair that accordingly, and you are going to survive for days. Lots and lots of new opportunities await in the Armed and Dangerous update, ladies and gentlemen. And we're still not done. I still have more things to talk about. Do we have enough time in the stream? Dang it. All right, let's get to it. Goodness. Where to go next? Let's see. For those of you who have also missed it, I did show this in a previous stream, but still, very relevant is that we are adding quick save and quick load. So let me just get to a space where there's no enemies nearby, and I'll show this. Quick save does not work unless you are not in combat. So when our lights go white, we can now quick save, just like so. And there's also a quick load button. So anytime you hit the quick load button, say like you're really trying to be snappy about something, or you're just like, you're upset with the results and like you took a lot of damage, you just hit your quick load and it will return you right back to where you quick saved, just like so. Nice and simple, nice and super duper. Not that complicated. Just a level of convenience. But in addition to that saving system, there's one other sort of thing, and I'm gonna head up to Union for this. We're gonna go to Noah Damaris because we're gonna do kind of a 2-for-1 deal. This is gonna show you secrets in the area because we have Khala's perk activated. How that functions. So you see these little question marks? In addition to this, we have this valuable shipwreck. Now, let's talk about this for a second. Slight sidebar. So whenever you have these little question marks, it does tell you almost exactly where results are at, but it doesn't tell you what to do or how to get there. That's gonna be incredibly helpful for some secrets, like this one, where we just literally have to go in here and grab it. And it's gonna be an absolute pain in your butt for other ones. But you know where it's at. Now you just have to figure it out. So for any of you who have been pained with discovering the secrets in the territories, Khala is now at your side. She is your servant. This one's actually pretty obvious to find. You just go to the bottom of it. But if you never got it, hey, it shows up just like this. We just have one left. I actually can't remember how to get in here. I think it's through this. Maybe. But regardless, they're all available now for you to spot and whoop! No loot here. Now you just have to figure out how to get in there. Maybe this? Aha! Look at that. Which there was actually a little puzzle to get in here. But once we collect this, all the secrets have been completed. Thank you, Khala. Thank you, Khala. And also in the upper right, you see it says game saved. I did not touch the autosave button because we've also added a lot of work into just the back end save system. So anytime you're collecting very specific loot, like valuable shipwrecks, bulletproof containers, or even after key moments in mission chains or big enemies, when you collect certain equipment, the game will autosave. So if you die, you reload from the autosave and you're not gonna lose that super incredible drop, even though you didn't save for 20 minutes when you warped into the area. Alpine. Brand new tier 4 ship and I'm just ruining it. Ooh. Whoa! So that's nice. Lots of autosave features. Let's talk about the ship dealer real briefly over here. I think we got a kill and it just restored. Like, look at how much armor we have restored. It just popped up and then repaired a little bit automatically. Just from one kill from that freaking catalyst. It's absurd. Absurd to me. Let's talk just briefly about the ship dealer. where we have adjusted this screen. So up here, you can now see straight up your trade and profit and the full price. The trade and profit is if you take your ship and exchange it. This is something that almost everybody does when playing. We also do this a lot internally. The full price value used to be shown primarily, and nobody was, doing that except for in-game players trying to collect the whole set of ships, right? So now your purchase options is just a recategorization. Your buy and sell is on the left, your first choice. The buy and transfer and your two options here are only available should you have the room in your home base, but also if you move over to those. Buy and sell current is the first option instead of the last one. Guys, holy cow, we have gone through so many details today. It's insane, and we're still not done. Jeez. There's too much. I don't know how we thought we were going to fit this in a 2-hour timetable. But we're going to have to just say the rest is going to be explorable and findable for you in the future. We haven't cracked into all of the item modifiers. Hopefully you'll join us in the next stream where we can talk even more about them, like this one on reactive armor, that scatter guns deal 20% increased damage. That's great if you use scatter guns. Holy cow, we didn't even get into freaking modifying an item where you could say re-roll its attributes. That's kind of important. Probably something that you probably want to do if you got an incredibly horrific roll. It just takes some spare parts, you swap it out for a brand new set. Catalyst doesn't get removed because Catalyst is different. It's not a modifier, it's a catalyst. And if you like it, you keep it. If you don't, you can modify it again. This cost is subject to change as of right now. It just looks like you have to spend parts. We'll have more information on that in the future as well. But otherwise, this is going to be a very nice tool to start swapping around your gear for that optimal approach. Maybe you find that one set item that feels really good, but the stats are awful. You re-roll it to something that's nice. You re-roll it to something that's impressive. You keep going, and it's going to be that nice feel-good status of what you are going for in any type of looting game, really, but truly in ours with the Armed and Dangerous content update dropping October 2nd. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a free content slice for everyone out there. You own the game, you're getting this in less than 2 weeks. It's dang near 1 week from now. I mean, we're getting so close. This is nuts, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. So, we're gonna have to end it there because we have like a minute left in the stream. Guys, I wish we could have answered even more questions. There was just too much stuff. If you have questions, head over to our Discord. I implore you to do so. We have a support forum. Ask a question in there. Label it as a question. We will respond to you. If we don't, the community will, but we'll probably respond to you. We want to make sure that everything is as transparent as possible for this content update so that you know exactly what you're getting, so you can be excited about it. It's a lot of stuff. I don't know how to make that more clear. It's been 2 hours and we didn't go through all of the stuff that we're adding. So thanks so much for all of your support. You guys have been awesome. I have been Eric. That's been Gary. You want to say anything, Gary?
No, it's going to be an amazing update. I hope you boys and girls all enjoy it and dive in. Let us know any problems. We have a support forum on our Discord as well now, which you can use.
Yes, so don't stop being awesome, and we will catch you in the next stream where we'll continue our Nightmare run with everything now available in this update. That's still work in progress. We're really close. You'll be able to see that next week. So if you want to see even more, show up next week. You're going to see how it's all truly coming together. So yeah, that's all I got. Have a great weekend and looking forward to delivering these goods to you so freaking soon. It is awesome. Toodles! So much awesome stuff. I want to screw around. Just a little bit. Guys, seriously, I cannot begin to explain how much of our heart and souls we've been pouring into this material for you all. We are so stoked to get it for you. I mean, being able to showcase this finally in all of its glory, even though I didn't showcase all of its glory. We're so close. Hold out for one more week and a couple of days, and it's yours for free. You don't have to drop us a dime. Oh my gosh. So otherwise, just kind of celebrate. I'm going to screw around and have some fun with you all. All right, just for a little bit. Then I gotta go. Spicy. Armed and dangerous. Just a week. Thank you all so much for coming out here. It's always a wonderful time. Don't stop being awesome. Seriously, it's going to be so freaking cool to show maybe even a little bit more next week. A little bit more that you still haven't seen. There's so much. It's ridiculous. We're going to have a good time. We'll be continuing a Nightmare Save. Definitely hope that you can join us. Otherwise, if you don't want to show up, that's totally fine because you're going to have all of this stuff in like a week and a couple days. Pretty neat. Don't stop being awesome. Enjoy your weekend.